Hi, hello, hi. So I feel naked. I feel like this is a little scandalous, but whatever. Today, I wanted to talk about my tattoos. Mostly this tattoo, my most recent one, but I'll briefly go over the others. I've been asked this a lot. My tattoos were drawn by me. This one was entirely just, I went there and gave her the paper and I was like, hi, I want literally this on my arm. And she's like, all right, got you. So these birds, should I just take off my shirt? I'm just gonna get naked. Still wears a hat because I'm having a bad hair day. I got these tattoos when I was 18. I had just turned 18. I had been through a rough time. I was left at a hospital during a rough time and my ex-girlfriend's parents became basically my legal guardians for a couple of months, and it was a weird time because it was like this mix of becoming an adult and freedom, but also these feelings of abandonment. So it's kind of like, you know, when parents are like, you know, their kids leave the nest, I was kind of like ejected from the nest, just fucking slingshot out of the nest. So that was literally all this was. It was like a mix of, you know, aesthetic. I really like birds. I like, if I stop too long and think about birds for too long, I get like really freaked out, but in a good way. I'm like, holy shit, we have these things that fucking fly. Like, it just, there's something about that that's just great. And they're also just cute and they fucking hop around and they're just, birds are great. I like birds. So yeah, that was it. It was like a little symbolic. It was like, I'm 18, I can have a tattoo now. This whole thing happened. Birds are aesthetic. And I was like, bam, there you go, done. I also have tattoos on the back of my arm of some City and Colour lyrics. You probably can't really see them, but they're, I don't know, how the fuck do I show you this? I guess like this, yeah. So I have these tattoos behind my arms of some City and Colour lyrics. It says, you need not to find a cure for everything that makes you weak. The lyrics are from the song Against the Grain, and that whole song just sort of speaks to me. It kind of sounds like a lullaby, and it kind of feels like a lullaby. The lyrics are just, I don't know. These particular lyrics really stuck with me, and I've interpreted them my own way. I am not Dallas Green. I did not write the song. Maybe that's not what they mean to him, but to me, it just feels like your weaknesses aren't always weaknesses, and just because you have, let's say, this certain weakness and you adapt in a way that's healthier for yourself mentally and physically, that doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make you a quitter. You don't need to go fucking swim across oceans and climb mountains and feel like shit when you fail, because it's not failure to just do what feels right to you. And that's what this means to me. Some weaknesses of mine are that I'm very sensitive, or I don't know, it's just, I don't want to think of those as weaknesses. I don't want to think that I need to thicken my skin because the world is such a harsh place. I don't feel like I need to cure that part of me just because that makes me, in a sense, weak. Anyway, that's what those lyrics are for. Now this. So I have, oh fuck, almost knocked over my light. I got this tattoo a couple of months ago. There's some paper cranes on my shoulder and back, and I don't know if you could see. Basically there are triangles, a stag, some flowers, and the paper cranes. The whole thing is about my transition. The triangles are to represent the female and the male. So this part here, the thinner line, that's the female, and the thicker line here is the male. And I've sort of put these typically female and male things in them. So in the female, I have the stag, which is the antlers for me signify my masculinity and this sort of coming of age, and like when I got testosterone, I felt like I got my antlers type thing. It's just this whole fucking artsy bullshit. I could barely tolerate myself, okay? I don't know how you do it. So yeah, it was basically putting something very masculine in the feminine and putting something feminine in the masculine. By putting the flowers in this bold male triangle was to sort of remind myself that there's still this femininity that blooms from my masculine self, and it's just sort of how the two are intertwined. It's also sort of like, when I was identifying as female, I was seen as very this like butch woman, but now that I identify as male, I'm seen as like this soft feminine boy, and it's just funny. Whatever. The paper cranes for me are symbolic also of my transition, because for myself, firstly, paper cranes are like a grounding technique for me. When I was at work, my fucking desk was covered in paper cranes. It's something tactile, it's something for me to do with my hands, it calms me down. I just love making them, but also, whenever I go somewhere like a restaurant or I don't know, anywhere. If I get a receipt, if I get a piece of paper, something that I know is going to be thrown out, I will go ahead and fold that into a paper crane. I like doing that. And I've noticed when I do that, this little piece of paper that was going to be thrown away, that was garbage, is suddenly this thing that people think is beautiful and they want to hold on to and they want to keep. And that felt really symbolic for me of my transition, because my life kind of felt like this useless thing that I wanted to throw away. And by transforming it, I made it into something beautiful that I wanted to keep and that I could admire and that I loved. That's it. That's what all of my tattoos mean to me. I have some others that I'd really like to get, but I'm waiting. I'm the type of person who waits a long time before I get a tattoo, because although tattoos could just be for aesthetic reasons, like there's no problem doing that, I'm just someone who likes to draw some meaning, at least from the things that are on my body. I hope you all have a great week, and I love you.